I became a judge on GTA 5 RP. This person is being charged with 8 counts of embezzlement, and his lawyer is going to try and prove that he is innocent. On the other hand, this lawyer is going to provide evidence trying to prove each count being guilty. Here's how this works. We will go through each count of embezzlement individually. He can be charged a max of $10,000 and 40 months in jail per count. The goal is to figure out if he's innocent or guilty, and if he is guilty, how much he will be fined and timed behind bars.
He said not guilty, Your Honor.
So all 8 counts of embezzlement?
Not guilty.
Let's go ahead and get started with the prosecutor. All right, boys. Strict.
My name is J.E. So I'm representing the state. So basically, I'm just going to summarize up the case a little bit. Richard Moore was a worker at Exotic Tuners, and he is now known for giving away free tunes and also distributing items that were against their standard operating procedure. You know, embezzlement. We're going to be fighting in the court for that.
Okay, so there's 8 separate counts?
Yeah, 8 separate counts if I remember, and we're gonna...
Do you remember or do you know?
I remember.
So you don't know how many counts?
You know me, I don't remember.
That's true.
I am James Brent. I'm going to be representing the defendant here, Richard Moore, on his 8 counts of embezzlement. I have reason to believe that this is false accusations of embezzlement, and I'm here to prove it, you know?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Prosecutor, can you present your first piece of evidence for count 1?
Give me 1 minute, I'll send it in the Discordia DMs.
That works with me. Okay, first one, bulletproof tires changed. So that means he added it. Bulletproof's added, amount 1. Oh yeah, so this is the first chat log then for it. Or this is like the logging system. Ah, okay. Well, that's some pretty solid evidence if you ask me.
Basically, as you see, the second one is him taking out the item, the green one, and then the blue one, I believe, is him attaching it to the vehicle with the license plate. It's going to be the license plate 9 Zebra Victor 797 T.
Chat, do you think he's already guilty of this first one? Thank you very much. I'll let the defendant go ahead and speak.
Your Honor, I would like to point out that one of these embezzlement charges do not show enough proof of him changing a tire to another vehicle.
We're looking at the first embezzlement charge here, the first count, which is the bulletproof tires on March 3rd.
Yeah, could you show it for me, please?
And put it right here.
Your Honor, I have nothing to prove of that one. That one's solid evidence.
Okay. All right, let me write down some notes, chat. Dollars in damages, right? So each count holds a max of 40 months in prison and $10,000 in fines, right? So I'm going to secretly do this, and you guys are going to find out at the end of this what I put for each one. All right, prosecutor, we're going to continue with the second count of embezzlement.
Yep, I'm going to send this up to you in Discordia. Give me 1 minute.
Okay. Oh, man, chat. This should be very interesting.
All right, if you take a look there, you'll see.
Set, which was a couple days earlier. So the first count was on March 3rd. This one's on March 1st. So I did it to he added bulletproof tires. All right, thank you, prosecutor. We'll let the defendant come on up.
Your Honor, I have nothing to say about that piece of evidence.
You have nothing to say.
There is good, solid evidence.
And you're pleading not guilty, and you have no.
There's gonna be a change here. Actually, Your Honor, I'd like to talk about all these embezzlement charges. Embezzlement is a misappropriation of funds of a corporation or business, and I was hoping that we could bring these charges down to grand theft, which grand theft is the stolen property of business items or persons that are $950 or more. And from what I know is that these tires are worth around $5,000.
Okay. What you're trying to tell me is that embezzlement. Can you explain what you think embezzlement is?
The misappropriation of funds from a business or a corporation.
Right. And so, who's paying for these bulletproof tires?
That will be Gramps.
And who is Gramps?
The owner of Exotic.
Who did Mr. Moore here work for?
Mr. Gramps.
Okay. No. It's as simple as that. You want to change it to a Grand Theft Auto charge?
So regarding those two, regarding the embezzlement also, he stole legal goods for use of only of government purpose regarding those bulletproof tires. So him taking those out, theft of illegal, technically. In the hands of him, they should not be in his hands. They should have only been for government use. Yeah, he had them, so.
We'll go ahead and go with prosecutor to go ahead and bring up the third count of embezzlement. This lawyer sucks, avoid screwed. Damn.
But if you take a look there, there's another embezzlement on another vehicle. I believe it's the same vehicle. You changed them to the same one.
Yeah, this is a couple hours earlier.
Time.
Be advised if he comes back in, tell him he needs to be searched again, or he can remain outside.
Defendant, you can come up.
I have nothing to say about that piece of evidence. That evidence is solid.
Okay. That's just getting fucked. Oh, Lord. Chad, what are you thinking so far for the first 3? His lawyer hasn't done anything. Not one single thing to help. The lawyer could have done at least something.
If you take a look there, there's another use of the bulletproof tires.
Another bulletproof tire. Defendant, this would be a day before.
All right. Your Honor,
So there's...
no logical evidence of the car around or where the car is.
Was it attached to a car and was it taken from the stash?
Your Honor, it may be taken from the stash, but there's no obvious evidence of it being put onto a car or used.
The evidence of it being put onto a car.
It is being put on the car, but the car is not around here. Sorry, Your Honor.
Just because there's no evidence of the vehicle being here doesn't remove the fact that it was still put onto the vehicle. I mean, there's clear evidence of it being put onto the vehicle here. And what are you trying to argue, that the vehicle isn't here?
I'm trying to argue that there's no obvious evidence of the vehicle being around here, meaning that Richard Moore could have possibly could have taken it out of the stash on accident. Well, 8 times.
Taking what out of the stash?
The bulletproof tires on accident.
So he accidentally took it out of the stash, put it onto the car.
Your
I'd
Honor.
like to intercept and also mention that the cars were cleared by the government too.
Were they cleared by the government? Do you have
Yes, they were
appropriate
recently cleared by
documentation of the cars?
Yeah, they were in.
Could you please show the documentation of the car?
Yeah, I want to see the documentation.
They are cleared by the government.
So you cannot show the documentation of the cars being used.
No, but also why would he
That
take
sounds like-
restricted items and then it shows them being attached?
Yeah,
to
I
the
walked out
vehicle?
back
Yes, they
and-
did.
It actually makes a good
But
point.
is the documentation with you?
No, not with me.
And is the documentation around here anyway? So
No,
therefore,
because
Your
they were
Honor,
cleared
there
by the
is no documentation of the cars around here. You could also check the stashes around.
I'm still trying to find the relevance of the car being stashed or stacked around here. It doesn't defeat the fact that there were bulletproof tires put on by Richard Moore onto the vehicle in which he logged.
Yes, Your Honor.
If I may speak.
He just gave up. He just gave up. Prosecutor, you can go ahead with the 5th count.
Let me go ahead and pull this up for you.
Halfway done, boys. We got 4 more. This is lawyer degree from Ohio.
So with this one I just sent you, this is gonna show him. This may not have been added to a car, but it shows him taking out the bulletproof tires.
Interesting.
So this can, if not embezzlement, this can be counted as theft or grand theft or whatever you want to count it towards.
Okay, defendant. This should be interesting, actually. He has a chance here.
Your Honor, this is one I definitely want to point out. As you can see on 2/27/2023 at 9 p.m., it shows Mr. Richard Moore taking out the tire and then removing it an hour early. Your Honor, there's
No, an hour later.
an hour later. Your Honor, there's not enough evidence that he used it on a car. He probably have just put it back to his stash.
Why an hour 21 later?
So explain to me why Mr. Moore added bulletproof tires onto a vehicle and then an hour and 21 minutes later removed the bulletproof tires from the same vehicle.
They did not add it to the vehicle. He removed it from the stash and then removed it from his pockets.
Wait, what? Say that again?
So Your Honor, so the green shows that he took it out of the stash.
Right.
From exotics.
Okay.
And then the red shows that he removed it out of his pockets.
So he took it out of the stash and then he removed it out of his pockets, but we don't know where he put it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Where did he put it?
It could possibly be in the stash. It could possibly be on the ground somewhere.
Right. So where did he put it? Because he would know, right?
I'd like to bring up Mr. Richard Moore here.
Go ahead.
Stan.
So he took them guilty. He took it regardless. I just want to know where he put it, because that could determine another charge.
Mr. Richard Moore, if you look at the evidence here, do you remember anything about this evidence, Al?
Honestly, I don't even know. It could possibly be in the stash. I have no clue.
It could possibly be in the stash.
It might
are you
be.
aware? Are you aware that you ever given this?
Oh, this was a day later.
For free for anyone.
Because the 26th?
Oh no, I've never.
This is a day difference. I didn't even notice.
Pay for it. How'd you
The
think
dates
I
are a
bought
day
my
different.
And that's all I have.
I would like to ask a question.
Go ahead.
All right. So did you knowingly take out the tire?
Oh, I take out everything when I serve a customer.
You take out everything.
Literally.
So he was serving a customer, is what he just said.
Non-allowed items against the exotic tuners SOP.
Well, no, I'm not. The only things I was talking
And what
about
about
not to
your all
touch.
items?
Like when I say all items, like the cosmetic-wise and other bits. I was told I wasn't allowed to touch.
So
Like,
bulletproof bulletproof tires and the
I'm going to stop right there for a second. You're saying you were told not to, or you weren't told that you weren't allowed to pull it out, right? Or to sell these bulletproof tires.
oh, I never sold them, and yeah.
Oh, you never sold them, so you gave them away.
So you just gave them away?
No,
for
I
free?
never gave them away to anyone.
Oh, then, well, what about the recent, I think 5 counts of evidence that we have against you for that?
Have you checked the cars?
I checked, yes, they were removed by the government also.
Is there proof of the government removing them off the vehicles?
I believe we have 2 other government officials who were there during the removal.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay. He said believe.
Let me rephrase that.
Yeah,
There
rephrase.
was one government official there. His name starts with the letter G, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying. All right, continue your questioning.
I believe that's actually it.
Okay, you can go back down, Mr. Moore. Oh, interesting, chat. Let me think about this one. Let me think. So they're saying he removed it from the pile and then he put it somewhere else. He could have either put it back or something, but there was no. Interesting. So the background on this case, basically, there's a mechanic. He is giving out bulletproof tires or paying under the table type of stuff or whatever, which we're figuring out right now. So there's 8 different counts. This one's a little bit odd because he took it out, but he didn't sell it to somebody. He could have under the table, like just given the tires out for free or whatever, but there's no proof of where he put it, which is confusing. And he says he doesn't remember where he put it, which I think is a load of horse shit because there's proof that he took it out. He said he took it out. He takes out everything when he sells to people. So I think the point where he said that he takes out everything when it's to sell the customers, that includes the bulletproof tires, which is what he was referring to. Meaning basically he kind of admitted to that. So this one's interesting. What are we thinking, chat? The max fine we can do is 10,000 and the max for prison is 40 months. How much were the tires? They're 5,000.
Okay, yeah, this is also important regarding the current charge we're looking at.
Okay, go ahead.
If not under the charge of embezzlement, we could do the charge of theft or grand theft.
That's what I said.
Okay, yeah, good point.
So we can put this piece of evidence.
Yeah, we just increased it.
Grand theft. Let's put it under grand theft. You're his lawyer.
There's no such thing as regular theft. What are we trying to put it as?
Yeah, I think we should change it to grand theft. All right, we can go ahead and go to the 6th count.
Let's take a look at that next piece of evidence.
Right here, fellas. Changed bulletproof tires on it. Yeah, that'll do it. All right, defendant.
My client here wants to let you know, for some odd reason, he's telling me that he wants to let you know that he's been using these tires on disposable cars.
And why didn't he say that at the beginning?
Unknown at the time.
So he didn't know that he was using them on...
No, he knew. Okay, fine. Richard Moore, please come up, please, for the stand.
Here we go.
Right, so when teaching employees or learning for myself, when it comes to like modifying cars, cosmetic-wise, performance-wise, I would take bits out. I'd buy cheap cars from the scrapyard, ones that are just getting scrapped anyway, so it wouldn't really cost me anything, and maybe like a pack of cigarettes or anything. And that's where the tires would either go, or they would just be put in the stash or disposed somewhere else. I don't know.
Why did he not tell us the beginning?
Actually, one big question here. Were you or were you not trained when you first started at mechanics? Autos mechanics?
No.
You were not trained. Your Honor, I'd like to point out this piece of evidence here that he was not trained about anything in the mechanics aisle.
Was he provided with the SOPs?
Were you provided with the SOPs?
No answer.
Were you provided with the rule book?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Misclick.
Oh.
Miss.
Just fucking sucker punch at one of the cops.
Is it too late to represent myself?
Exactly,
Were you
JT.
provided with the rule book?
Yes,
And also,
but
were you trained?
Yes. Trained? No. Rule book? I believe so.
What does that mean?
Regarding that, I have a piece of evidence that goes to it.
Yeah, you can step.
Yes.
I have no further questions.
Yeah. If you see, that was on 2/19/23, if I believe. If you want to step back on the stand, please.
Here's your... Okay, so this is February 19th, which is before all the evidence has been provided. Or this... Yeah, this is posted before. Please make an SOP with the following rules in place. No illegal
also,
activities in
even
shop.
If you weren't selling them to customers, you were taking them out and applying them to vehicles, which nonetheless...
Right there.
Not to customers for personal use, and if personal use is still being...
Damn, that's evidence right there.
Taking product of tuners, and you are,
Damn.
taking that product
Damn.
of tuners, not paying
That's
back.
important evidence right there, huh?
Yeah. Well, when it comes
What up,
to
Thomas?
being pinged for the rules, I
It
was
comes to
actually
being
having a
pinged and being as a
conversation.
manager, shouldn't you, read your pings?
True.
Should you want to talk to shut up, ping? Thank you.
Objection, Your Honor. Badgering.
Overrule.
So, when it came to the rule, I'll be honest, I was mid-conversation with the owner, and he was talking about the sheet that I need to keep an eye on when it comes to input.
That's all hearsay.
So that. So when I got the ping,
That is literally all hearsay,
I
right?
saw the sheet and ignored the rest.
Are you not at fault for that?
Yeah, I guess I am.
There you go.
I have nothing else to say.
Oh, well, that's a doozy. Yeah, you're dismissed. All right, 2 more counts we gotta deal with. Prosecutor, count 7.
Counts 7, I believe, right?
You didn't swear him in. That's a lot of work. I don't even know what it is. This court case was kind of set up last minute. Man, these are all within the same time. All right, defense.
There is no proof of the person he has given it to or any people he has given it to. The only thing we have is of him saying disposable vehicles, and that is all.
Even if he didn't put it on the vehicle, it's still embezzlement. Anything else?
No.
Yeah, let's count.
We'll take a look at that regards he taking out and applying.
So, okay, yep. Defendant? Yeah, something like that, Elliot.
Oh, sorry. Let me look at this for a moment.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I have nothing to say about that one.
That is all 8, chat. That is all 8.
Your Honor, while we wait, can I do my closing statement?
Go ahead.
So I would like to point out the official description or definition of embezzlement. Let me pull it up. Embezzlement is the theft or misappropriation of funds placed in one's trust or belonging to one's employer, meaning that these are just property of Gramps, not funds. I would like to lower these still down to possibly grand theft, if possible.
Would it be fraud? What's the definition of fraud? Here we go. Here's the actual definition. Here we go. Misappropriate, steal, take, destroy, or otherwise seize or withhold any funds, property, items of value. There it is. So it's embezzlement. That's what it is. Proof and set. All right. Richard Moore, go ahead and step to the stand, please. All right, Richard Moore, with regard to count number 1, the court finds you guilty and sentences you to 40 months in jail with $10,000 in fines. With regard to count number 2, the court finds you guilty and sentences you to 40 months in jail with $10,000 in fines. With regards to count number 3, the court finds you guilty and sentences you 40 months in jail with $10,000 in fines. With regard to count number 5, the court finds you guilty and sentences you 0 months in jail, but only $5,000 in fines. And with regard to count 6, 7, and 8, the court finds you guilty and sentences you 40 months in jail with 10,000 fines, making it a total of $75,000 in fines with a total amount of time of 280 months in jail. Court dismissed. All right, go ahead and arrest him. Put him in for 280 months, officers. Now he's running. Why is he? He's making it even worse. He's. Bro's running. Jesus Christ! I gotta see this. Yes, I can.
Oh, he's in them after, bro.
Oh, he's gonna get even worse. He's getting felony evading. Go ahead and add evading to his. Yeah, that'll do it.
Cuff him.
Yes, go. Hey, no, bring Richard Moore up here real quick. Officers, I want you to charge him with contempt of court. We could do contempt of court misdemeanor or felony. You get an extra 100 months and $40,000. He's getting fucked. Go ahead and charge him with contempt of court felony. Give him 100. It's gonna be 100 months added, so that make it to 380 months in prison.
Holy fuck.
With an additional $40,000.
So $120,000.
No, it's 75,000 plus the 40,000, 115,000. And you could do whatever you want with the felony evading, whatever you want to call it. All right, goodbye. I'm out of here. I'm getting out of here. Officers, follow me. I need one officer with me. 380 months in prison. How many years is that, chat? 31 years in prison.